Okay, let's talk about trigonometric graphs. So there's something called the periodic function. So the periodic function is basically a graph that repeats over periods. So if you have this graph, as you can see, it repeats. So that is the periodic function. And a period is the distance from one point in the graph to another similar point. So let's say this is 0, this is 90 degrees, this would be 180, this is 270 degrees, this is 360 degrees, and this is 450 degrees. So if you want the period of this, it will be 450 degrees minus 90 degrees, which is should be 360 degrees. So the period is also from this point to this point, because after this point this entire thing repeats again from here to here. So the period for this graph is 360, and there's something called, so there's a period, there's something called the amplitude. So the amplitude is half of the entire height of the graph. So if this is 1 and this is -1, then the graph is half of this entire thing. So it's only, the amplitude is only this much. So the amplitude is -1, -1, 2, oh, so, and it would be an absolute value because the amplitude is just the height, so positive. So this, half of this, so this is 1. So the amplitude of this graph is 1, or 1 unit. So then this graph happens to be the graph of sine x. So this graph is y equals sine x. So how we got these points are, so let's take sine 0 is 0, sine 90 is 1, sine 30 is a half, and same thing for all others. So the sine 180 will be the same as 0 because the reference angle is because the reference angle is 0 as well, so it'll also be 0. Sine 180 is 0, and similarly for all others. Now let's try graphing some other graphs. Let's try graphing y equals cos x. So if we have this graph, and to graph the function, let's say this is 1 and this is -1. So cos cos 0, we'll do colors. Cos 0 is 1. So see, this is pi, so I'm going to do it in radians. This is pi, this will be 2 pi. So cos 0 is 1, cos pi over 2, cos 90 is 0, and then cos pi, cos 180 is -1. It's negative because it lies on this side, so here is negative, it's positive, so it's -1, and this is 3 over 2 pi is 0, and 2 pi cos 2 pi is 1. So the graph will go like this. Now, but tan is going to look really different because tan 90 is undefined, so it doesn't exist. So let's see how that looks. Now let's graph y equals tan x. So we have this, we have this, then let's say this is 180 degrees, this is 360 degrees, and I'm going to make this, it doesn't really matter, I'm going to make this 10, this -10. So now let's graph the points for tan x. So tan 0, 0, tan 90 is undefined. So and same thing for tan 270 is also undefined. So we put these dotted lines to say that the graph does not exist over there. Then some more points. So this point, which is 45 degrees, tan 45. Tan 45 is 1, going to be over here. Let's also do it here. So this is 180 degrees, going to be 90, and this will be 45. But like this will be negative 45 degrees. So negative, so tan of -45 is -1, maybe somewhere here. So the graph is going to go like and over here. This is also undefined, -90. Tan -90 is undefined. It's going to look like this, so it's going to go through the 0. And it's just shows everything until that, but not those points. So it just skims across without touching.